That's not a hold of me.
Go take pictures, Jesse.
Welcome to the 2022 Community Prep School graduation ceremony. Well, graduates, you did it. I'm so proud of every one of you. We just covered in my office what it means to be a warrior, and you all shared what it meant to you. And we are here today to recognize that you had those qualities of a warrior, that you fought, that you persevered, that you made it happen despite all obstacles. You're here today because you're a warrior, because you made it happen. Right? So let's give a round of applause for our graduates. It's your effort, it's your strength that gets you here, that makes your goals happen. But I also think about the dichotomy of what it means to be a human being. We don't get things done without our own effort, without our own goals. And yet we also don't get things done without the support that's around us. We are social beings, aren't we? And so for a moment, I want to recognize the others who have helped you get here to this day. I think about, when I was growing up, I got to grow up around horses, and I got to see some of them born. And it was amazing to me to see that a horse is born, and in an hour, that horse is up and ready to run with the pack. So they're a little more independent, not completely, because they still need the pack to protect them, right? And I think about on the far side of independence, something like a sea turtle, right? The mom comes up on the shore, lays all these eggs, and when the sea turtles hatch, they run for the ocean. They may never meet their mother in their life. They're independent from the get-go, right? And on the other side is us, right? We're the most developed species on the planet, but we're also the most dependent. It takes us a long time to become independent. It takes us a long time to get up and run, right? And it takes us a long time to be on our own. But also, we never stop needing others, do we? It's our decisions, it's our actions that make things happen, but it's also a team. We all have an entourage, don't we? So, graduates, I want to recognize some of those in your entourage. So will you stand and face the audience? And I want to welcome or recognize the friends and family that have helped you get here to this day. Just take them in for a second, appreciate what they've done for you. And let's give them a round of applause. Yes. And if you'll stay standing and turn around here, there's another part of your entourage that have helped you get to this day. Sometimes also as a warrior, we need warriors who have gone before us, right? Who know the path, who know the skills. And the staff members of Community Prep School have been there for you and have helped you get to this day. Staff, will you stand? And just for a moment, go ahead, let's give it up. And just take a moment, take that in, and think about how the staff has helped you get to this day. There's also, we also have some invisible support in our entourage as human beings. For you guys getting to this day, you've had the invisible support of the state, who have said, we believe in this school, we believe in these students, and we're gonna pay this school so we can be a school and provide you the education. We also have the invisible support of District 11, who has agreed to be our charter authorizer. They allow us to be a school. They've allowed us to be a school since 1995, and they believe in what we've done. The other invisible support that you have is from our own school board. So as a charter school, we have our own board, and these are people that are community members. We've got people who work at the college. We've got people who work in their own business and in finance and things like that. And they volunteer their time to make sure that we as a school are serving our mission, helping you get to this day, and making sure that we do it fiscally responsibly and legally responsibly and everything like that. So can we have a round of applause for our board and the other invisible support, please? All right, graduates. I just want to also bring attention to two special thanks that we have this year. Not only do we have you, beautiful graduates, here in the front rows, but we also have, as I'm calling them, staff graduates. So Mr. Durham has been here since 1998, so 3 years into the school running. Mr. Durham came here, and he's been here, and he's seen a lot of these ceremonies, and he's helped a lot of people get to this day. So Mr. Durham, will you stand and be recognized, and let's give him a round of applause. Mr. Durham will wrap up this ceremony, and we've always called it the last remarks from Durham. So this is the last remarks. You guys are a special graduating class. You get the last remarks from Mr. Durham at a graduation. Our other staff graduate, who is retiring this year, has been here since the year 2000. So he's been here for a couple decades, and he has poured into your lives and made sure that you got to this day, helped people re-engage with school who weren't engaged before, and that's Mr. Mike Perez. And he'll be talking to you in just a moment. But for now, I want to welcome our school board president, Joe Southcott, to the stage for a couple remarks.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Put that camera right here.
They have it set up already.
They have it set
Yeah,
up?
they have it here already.
No, I know, but turn this so there's a company.
Romeo, no.
Somewhere I have some notes here.
Turn it facing that way.
So, first of all, on behalf of the school's board of directors, congratulations, Warriors. Let's hear it for the Warriors! Way to go. Way to go. Seriously, what you've accomplished is no small feat. And you've done well. You've done good. You're a high school graduate. Not yet. Not yet. Not yet. Mr. Durham will actually officially make you a high school graduate, and that'll come in a few minutes. But you now have a label. You're a high school graduate. You're soon to be a high school graduate. And then you should be proud of that accomplishment. It's the end, but more importantly, it's a beginning. It's a beginning. It ain't over. It just started. And that sucks. It does. It does. It does. Now, the other day, I was visiting with your principal, and we were chatting about stuff, and I turned to my right, and I see this beautiful piece of art on his wall. Y'all recognize this? You see this? This is so cool. And family members and friends, relatives, if you haven't seen this, such a cool visualization of what it means to be a graduate of the community prep school. It marks the path of their 40 credits that it takes to walk across this stage here later today. And it was such a cool depiction and visualization that I just had to talk about it for a minute because what is it? What's at the top? What is that? What is that, graduates? That's Mike's Peak, right? Mike's Peak. If you want, you can. You know, visualization is such an important tool, and I'm going to talk about that in a second here. But how many ways are there to get to the top of Pikes Peak? Anybody know? Good, right? You got the choo-choo, right? Okay? How else? I can walk, right? You can walk all the way to the top. You can drive, hike, right? All the way to the top. That's what this school represents. This school represents a different way to graduate from high school. See, not everybody takes the same path. And that's not a bad thing. It's okay to be different. It's okay to have graduated from community prep school. The important part is what? That you graduated. That's a label that's going to be on you for the rest of your life, and it's a good thing. And you should be proud of it. So what now?
Yes.
What's the beginning part? That's the end. Yep, we're done. What's the beginning? I call it the 5 W's of life. All right? The 5 W's of life. Are you ready? Be you. You have qualities and skills and talents that only you possess. And you should use those qualities, skills, and talents that you possess to be the very best you can be. Number 2, never stop learning. Somebody said they came back when we were in the principal's office. They came back after 2 years, or they finally accomplished it after 2 years. You know, I learn every day. Every day we should be learning, okay? So be informed, not opinionated. Y'all talked about it in the principal's office as well. You're going to have problems. You're going to have challenges. And you're going to get obstacles throughout life. Some of those problems, challenges, and obstacles you're going to create. Some of those problems, obstacles, challenges, somebody else is going to create. Don't let it get in your way. Work through your problems. Overcome your obstacles. Continue to work. All right? Because on the other side of that problem, obstacle, and challenge, you are a better, stronger person. Just like you are today. You're going to enter the workforce at some point in time. There are going to be people who you work with that you don't like.
Yes.
Guess what? There's going to be people you work with that don't like you. Don't let that define you. And that does not give them permission or you permission to treat the other person badly. So in life, always think about treating everyone else with dignity and respect and treating everybody else as you want to be treated. And if you go through life like that, smooth sailing. Smooth sailing. So the last one, okay, is a recap. Number 5 is really a recap of the 5 W's. Right? Be who you want to be. Do what you want to do. Go where you want to go. Get there when you want to get there. Do it because there's a why, a motivation in your life. And most importantly, have a plan for how it's all going to get done. Congratulations, Warriors. It's not the end, it's the beginning. Good luck.
Peterson. For the people who don't know me, I'm Sydney Faharan. I was probably one of the oldest students at community prep. 21 years old, and after 6 years of graduating, and after 6 years I'm finally graduating. A really powerful quote I told myself time and time again is, you're getting distracted again, and you have dreams to chase, not people to impress. Many times I found myself worrying about all the wrong things. I worried about relationships, friendships, making sure I was always maintaining a job before school, and having fun. It took a couple years for me to realize the importance of finishing. When I actually took it seriously, CPS was there with open arms over and over again. Some of the best moments in school came from the times where academics weren't necessarily a point of focus at all. I remember way back when Miss Shauna was my advisor. I will forever hold her in my heart, not only because of the person that she is, but also because of the lessons she taught me. Of course, she helped me with anything and everything I needed when it came to schoolwork. She also helped me with many personal things, like explaining what self-worth truly is and how to understand mine. A huge shout out to her. I will always love and miss her. Unfortunately, I've had many setbacks throughout my years here at CPS, and worrying about other outside factors wasn't just one of them. My family life hasn't been the best, and neither has my mental health. For many years, depression kept me from caring about finishing school, even though that was something I truly wanted. Another major event that happened to me was the passing of my baby sister, London. It's been about 4 months since this senseless tragedy happened, and honestly, I thought it would make my world completely stop. To be honest with you guys, it actually did for a good 2.5 months. I wasn't interested in finishing school, let alone even getting out of bed. How I managed to stand here and deliver this speech about how I did this still is on my mind, just because I'm in such disbelief. I know for a fact that my little sister gave me the motivation I needed to get this done. The satisfaction of knowing she's right here on stage with me, and she'll be walking right off stage next to me. Knowing we finally did it. Honestly, I did this for you, sis, and I love you forever. Miss Shauna wasn't the only amazing soul I met throughout my years at CPS. All of the staff from each of the years have been amazing, even the ones I didn't really get along with. There has been some that haven't been able to get rid of me during the years. Bonnie, Abby, Mr. T, Tara, and of course Mr. Durham. These people left an everlasting mark on my life in many ways. From seeing Durham's face every morning to Tara's inviting, smiling greeting she had for me. I've had many long, tearful talks with these praiseworthy people. They never gave up on me even when I gave up on myself. Miss Bonnie always had advice for me when it came to anything from school all the way when I needed to talk about the relationships I went through. Abby taught me how to communicate better and understand myself just by the talks that we had. Mr. T always had a hug waiting for me and hyped me up the most when it came to me and my determination. These mentors of mine are truly amazing people. They taught me many lifelong lessons in addition to everything they taught me academically. Outside of one of the best support systems I ever had, many of the teachers at CPS helped me tremendously when it came to the academics. This was truly, in my opinion, one of the best staffs this school has ever had. Even though they have their own personal lives and problems, they're always willing to put us first and never turn on us in any situation. Words cannot explain my gratitude and love I'll forever hold for these people, and I want to thank you guys one last time from the bottom of my heart. I finally did it, and I hope you guys know that you're not going to get rid of me. Before I end, I would like to thank my parents. I know this journey hasn't always been easy, but one thing you guys never did was give up on me. I remember the many late night talks with you guys, crying because I just wanted to be great. Thank you guys for everything. Like I said, I finally did it, and I hope I made you guys proud, and I love you guys. I would like to end this with the quote I previously stated. Excuse me. You're getting distracted again. You have dreams to chase, not people to impress. Some words of encouragement I have for anybody struggling to finish would be to try and stay focused despite anything you go through, or you're gonna go through. Always remember your true ambitions and don't worry what anybody else has to say. The only person you have to impress is yourself. Accomplishing goals you set for yourself, no matter how small they really are, no matter how small, really make a difference in the way you think and feel about yourself. Something I like to think about is change is hard, but so is staying the same. So which heart are you willing to go through? There's always almost going to be unexpected events that happen during your life that will make accomplishing goals hard. But it's up to you and how you go about them. Luckily, I've had this amazing opportunity to learn many things here at CPS. And as cliche as it sounds, if I could do it, any one of you guys can do it. Just always have determination. At this time, I would like to give a quick thank you to the staff and students for taking the time to listen, and give a final thank you to the amazing staff at CPS. I love you guys forever.
Sydney, that was good. Thank you. All right. Hey, it was the fall of 2021, August of 2021. All the teachers from community prep school had gone over to Doherty High School, and we were in the gym over at Doherty. I don't know how many people have been to Doherty before, but they've got a huge gym. And every high school from the district, from District 11, the teachers were all up on the bleachers, sitting in a big U around that gymnasium. And the superintendent of District 11 was giving us an opportunity to win a catered lunch. And how we would win that lunch, he would say the name of our school, and we would have to yell out our mascot. So he would say Palmer. The teachers would all get Terrors, Doherty Spartans, on down the line. Problem is, the school had only been open a few years. We didn't have a mascot. And fortunately for us, that big U, it started on the other side. So we had about 3 minutes to come up with the name of a mascot or look really stupid. And it was heading towards us, school by school. And we were about to look really stupid. And everyone started looking at each other. And one of the things I used to say in Discovery that I teach was, so-and-so's a warrior. This person's a warrior. And we all kind of looked at each other, and I said warriors, and our principal gave a thumbs up, and about 30 seconds later, they yelled out community prep school. And for the first time, we all yelled out warriors, and we've been the warriors ever since. And I see wonderful examples of warriors in front of me. A warrior is a person with the determination to succeed in the face of adversity. A person with the resilience to stand back up when they fall. I've heard every single one of your graduation speeches, and I'm sitting in front of a group of warriors. And I just want to ask real quick, how were you guys warriors? Look at you here.
Don't give up!
This is a group of warriors here. Thank you guys. Raj had mentioned that I'm retiring. I guess it's official on June 30th, but I kind of consider it to be over when this speech is over. So we're getting a little closer, as a matter of fact. It feels better already. I've taught outdoor ed here for about, I've been here 23 years. I've taught outdoor ed for about 18 of them. That's a lot of nights. Raise your hand if you've been on an overnight trip with me. That's students in back too. I did the math. I figure I've probably spent, over the last 18, 20 years, I've probably spent about 3 or 4 years sleeping on the ground, you know, wondering what's going on outside my tent. Every night, you know, everyone here has gone on a trip. I went on every one of them. And every time I was gone on a trip, that left my wife home alone. And I have my wife here. Sherry, would you stand up for a second? These trips didn't happen without her, you know, and Chaco to hold things down while I was gone. And the same goes with my friend Brian and his wife Jolie.
Keep your wife. My wife came out. You fucking
Feels like retirement. Hey, there's 3 kinds of people in this world. There's the people who can learn from their mistakes. There are the people who can learn from other people's mistakes. And there are the people who can't learn at all. Okay? I always felt like I was one of the people who learned from my mistakes. And Lord knows I made enough of them. You know, and I think everyone here could say the same. You know, and we're not done making mistakes. Everyone makes them. Not everybody learns from them. Everything I know, I feel like I've learned from doing it wrong. Kind of coming to the end of the part of the life that you guys are just beginning. You know, the next 40 years, the working part. I want to share with you some of my mistakes that turned into lessons for me. Okay. First of all, it's just ironic that I'm here. You know, I was such a terrible student. I hated high school. I hated teachers, and then I became one. You know, it's a bit of an irony. Like I said, I was a horrible student. My mom was on a first name basis with my principal. My mom's back there too. Hi, Mom. He would call the house, Ronnie, it's Henry. What did he do? What did he do? It was from a laundry list of things. So I hated teachers, you know, and I think throughout my teaching career that showed. Sorry, I just never liked teachers. I tried to be different than the teachers I had. And I would say that's something that the staff does, always tries to find new ways to reach. Don't be like the teachers. Marty, our old principal, used to always say, if it didn't work at another school, it's not going to work here. Like something different. Something the staff has always been fantastic at. I was a raft guide. I moved out here from San Diego, and my first job I picked up out here was a raft guide. A lot of the people I worked with were teachers, and we'd raft all weekend, and then on Sunday afternoons I would say goodbye to them, and they would all say to each other, "See you tomorrow." And then they started. Prez, you should teach. You should teach. You get the summer off. You can raft with us. And I said, no, I hate school. No, there's no way I'm stepping foot back inside a school building. And I decided to try it. And that's lesson number 1. Try new things. You know, you don't know who you are until you try it. You know, I bet you can all think of examples of times in your life up to this point, but that doesn't change. You know, don't be afraid to try new things. You might like things that you didn't think you would. I know I've been doing this 27 years now. I love teaching. The mission statement of community prep school is to respect each individual.
We recite this each morning as a staff. You guys want to join? Respect each individual, cultivate authentic passions, and activate purposeful plans for life. Identify your interests is the next tip I've got. You know, figure out what it is you like. That's something the school has tried to help you with for the past couple of years. Figure out what you like. Who took True Colors here? My students here. Most of our True Colors is a personality test that we give during Discovery. Almost every student in the school falls into the same 2 colors. Raise your hand if you're a blue. How about the oranges? Raise your hand. You're both. Blues and oranges. I'm orange. Blues and oranges. You can't make yourself do things you don't want to do. You know, so find something that interests you and do that. You know, when you're working at something you love to do, it's not a job. You know, it's not a job. So identify your interests. Choose a job you like. That's the next one. I moved to San Diego. In college, I got an economics major. My major was economics. I moved out to San Diego. My very first job was working in a cubicle. I would spend 8 hours a day taking a report, looking at it, punching numbers into a computer. Wasn't very good at it. It didn't suit my personality at all. I used to smoke cigarettes back then, and my company had a smoking deck. From my cubicle, I couldn't see out a window. From the smoking deck, you had a view of San Diego Bay and all the sailboats and the aircraft carriers and everything that went on out in the bay. And I started smoking a lot. It was just to get me out of the cubicle. It didn't have anything to do with wanting nicotine. It was just to get me out of the cubicle. When my boss called me into her office to fire me, she told me I was in the wrong job. I don't think she had ever heard of True Colors. I know I didn't. But I was so mad at her. You know, she said, I don't think this is the right job for you. You know, 22-year-old Mike, you know. You don't know me. You don't know me. She goes, no, you're never going to be able to sit in a cubicle. I mean, really what she was talking about was what we've learned in True Colors. You know, find a job that suits you. I know I did. Ask for help. Don't be afraid to ask for help. No one does this alone. I was going to have you guys identify your parents, and thank you, teachers, but Raj did that already. But don't be afraid to ask for help. We're getting closer. Last one. Love your haters. Love your haters, people. People love to show rocks. People love to throw rocks at things that shine. Don't let that extinguish your light. The best sign of success is having haters. You know, if you don't have haters, you're not doing anything. You know, so love your haters. You know, give them a hug every chance you get. Speaking of hugs, hey, I want to congratulate the class of 2022. You guys did this. You know, everyone wants to thank the people around them who helped them, and I think that's really important. But here at Prep, you did this. This is the result of the work that you put in. This is the result of decisions that you've made for the past year, for the past 2 years, for the past 6 years, depending on who you are. Being here right now is the result of the decisions you made. No one handed this to you. I want everybody to give yourself a hug. All right? You made it. Oh, next card's blank. So I made it. Let's go start this retirement. Perez out.
Don't worry, the price of the mic will come out of his last paycheck. All right, I'm going to call up staff members to award diplomas now. So when you hear your name graduate, come up and receive your diploma.
Well, that's going to be a tough act to follow right there, Perez.
I never rehearse these speeches. I'm not good at that. Me and Perez talked about that too. And if you look at his blue cards, they're all blank. I don't let him fool you. And he probably wrote it like on his drive from here to work today. Anyways, this young man got to meet on a trip that Perez was talking about, when a camping trip. Did you go on one or two, Dre? One. Yeah. So, I can't remember if it was a trip where you guys come running back from the water spigot, and you're all, there's a mountain lion out there, there's a mountain lion out there. And me and Perez, just started running towards where you said the mountain lion was. And it's at night, and I don't know what the heck we were going to do. But anyways, it ended up being a couple deer, and that was like, there's always stories that you have from these trips. And Dre, that was one of many that and I didn't get to know you very long because you actually finally just got your stuff together and finally graduated. And I'm really, really proud of you and proud to be able to give you this diploma. So, Andreas Austin Peterson, come on up! Wow. This young man got to know through him coming to my classroom one day and wasn't in my class. And was like, can I do a photography project for you? And I do this robotics class. My son was in robotics, and we used to go to all of them, and super cool deal. And up at that point, I had just seen him walking around the halls, and didn't know much about him. And I'm always like, sure, And there's times when I don't know if I can count on. I've lost count of how many students will say, "I'll do the photography thing for you," and it never happened, or whatever. And and I didn't give it that he's not going to do it, but I was like, okay, yeah, we'll see. But he took his time and he came with me with this amazing, beautiful presentation, and that's some of the creative stuff that Perez was talking about. We get to do here as a staff member and with Roger's support and past principals' support. And after that, we started getting to know each other, and he just stepped up. We have a gallery that opened here. We do all kinds of different cool things here, and he had just stepped up and this is the person that you want. Like Perez was talking about your colors, and I don't know Stan, what are your colors? Blue and yellow, blue and gold. Gold. We'll say gold because gold sounds better. And that makes sense if you would know the color chart and how that all works. Sam's got this work ethic that's amazing. I mean, can we get this done? Yeah. And it's this top-notch, amazing work, and it's not just sloughed and half-assed or anything. And then, through time, we got really close. Like I said, anything that was asked or tasked with the gallery or photography stuff, the yearbooks, or anything, plugging holes in the wall, painting. I probably could have asked him to clean toilets and it would have been fine. But yeah, I'm really gonna miss you, Sam, and I'm gonna miss what you brought to the school and what you brought to the staff and to the students here, and I think you've made a difference in our lives, your peers' lives, and I think the library and anything that you're going to do in your life. So I've also like purposely called Sam by the wrong last name, but then it gets indented in my mind where that's the right last name. So on my last night in bed and then on my way over here, I was like, I hope I remember the right last name. So if I mess it up, it's your graduation gift. So I'd like to call up Samuel Revis. Thank you.
Julia Gutierrez, come on down. That's how I knew she was going to graduate. All right, because everything about Julie was spot on. I knew that we couldn't make her do anything, and that she had in her mind when she came here that she was going to graduate regardless of what we did. And that's how she lived her life. So I thought that was great. I never had any doubt in my mind about you. All right. Okay, Julie was no doubt. Marie was a lot of doubt. Marie was not interested in doing schoolwork, not interested in doing class. She was interested in following her friends. And I knew that if she could get over that part, she had the ability to do it. And she did, and that's why she's here right now. I'd also like to shout out Marie's mom for stoking it and just keep pushing it and not letting it go and giving them that drive and helping them in every way that you can. So, Mom, thank you as well.
Molly, Hilton, come on up here, please. Got to apologize. Gabby was supposed to come up here and say a few words, but she might show up from the airport yet. So we'll see. My impressions, though, this young lady has been cheerful and a positive attitude anytime she comes up. You see her in the hallways. So it spreads contagiously. And then I'm going to go ahead and read what Gabby's got here. So I'm honored to present Molly, should I say it in her voice? With her diploma. I have worked with Molly since she became a student at CPS. Molly is a bright and determined student, worked very hard to make it to the graduation stage today. What I find most impressive about Molly is her perseverance. Through all the ups and downs that make up the high school experience, Molly kept earning credits. She showed up when it would have been easier to stay at home during COVID. When the material was hard, she reached out for support. When the mountain seemed too high, she kept climbing. From day one, Molly set her sights on the goal of earning her high school diploma, and that is exactly what she has done. CPS is lucky to have Molly as a graduate, and I'm honored to have been part of her journey. I know the sky's the limit with this young woman. I am so excited to see what is next.
Well, I'm not good at speeches either, like Perez, so I didn't Anyways. Okay, so I'm not good at speeches either, so I wrote a few things down, so it's kind of off the cuff. But a few things I'd like to say first is that normally, you know that I don't normally dress up. What am I normally wearing? Shorts, right? I always wear shorts. It's 0 degrees out, I'm wearing shorts, right? I'm always wearing shorts. But one of the reasons why I dress up is to respect all the graduates. And I think that we should respect all the graduates specifically because they have came here, they have done this, and they have succeeded. So, with that, I would like to respect my list. So, a few things about Milo, right? Wickedly smart, but there's one thing that I always had to do all the time, and that was get out my imaginary pitchfork every day and do this. And go, do work, do work, do work. And all the time, I had to do that. But Milo is wickedly smart, and anything he can do, I don't think anything would stop you if you put your mind to it. So, yeah. And also, you graduated early, like you said earlier. But anyways, you're going to go on and potentially go to Grand Canyon University, and you're going to potentially continue to be and fulfill the steps of what we are here as a teacher. So he's going to fill in the steps of all teachers, and I'm honestly proud that he's going to do that. So one thing I want to lead with, and if anyone knows Milo, what does he always have? He has jokes. And he has dad jokes. And they're really bad. So, well, they're not really bad. They're just dad jokes. They're really dry humor. So, and I always tried to get him with a dad joke. And the only dad joke I ever got him with that he hadn't heard yet was, I said, hey, you know those Russian nesting dolls? He said, yeah. And I'm like, yeah, they're really full of themselves. So, with that, Milo, and that dad joke, I would like to present you with your result. Excited to present this one too. So, again, I would like to respect Ileana Estrada. So, a few things about you too. So, one of the things that all graduates here is perseverance, right? And about life is not about succeeding, because if we all know that, how often do we succeed? Not a lot. But what do? We fail, right? And what do we always try to do from those failures? We try to learn. So, with any graduate, I would say life is not about the successes. Life is about learning from the failures, right? And you did a very well job of doing that because we had to come to kind of shit moment of like, I need to graduate before all these things come crashing down. Guess what you did? She's here. Also, do you know her? That I would say that, I don't know, do you know your color? The true color? Did you ever do that? Okay, I would guess you're blue. And a blue person is somebody who's very empathetic and they lead with their heart, right? So those are the people that always are getting into, you know, with other people and talking about how they're feeling, making sure they feel well, all these type of things. And you lead with your heart. I think that anywhere you go, if you keep leading with your heart, it's going to carry you very far and you'll be very successful. And with Milo, I'd like to end with a joke. Not a joke in that sense, but one thing that you always gave to me was really happy faces. I asked you, like, here's an anatomy assignment, and you drew me some happy blood cells, and every single illustration you put smiley faces on it. So I would like to say thank you for all those smiling faces, and I hope that, you know, the rest of your life goes well, and I can't wait to see where you go.
I'm Jolynn, and I have the privilege of presenting Diego his diploma. Come up here with me. Diego probably, 3-4 months ago. Somewhere around there. Instantly. Love this guy. He is so full of integrity, and besides being a snappy dresser as well. I love that part. Every day, it was good. But he is smart. He is driven and, again, full of integrity. He has a great heart, and that's what struck me first off, is your heart. He treated me so respectful, and he worked so hard. As a matter of fact, I met him in health and wellness class. Pretty soon after he finished that, he moved into my classroom. And he had his own little desk in the corner and proceeded to do his thing. And so we became kind of coworkers at the same time. And I love seeing him. Every morning, actually, he's in my room before I was. And I love that. And he would greet me. And he's just, I have no doubt in my mind, Diego, that you will not go on to do amazing things.
Yeah!
He worked so hard, and he never gave up. He told me he was going to do it. We had a couple miracles, which was super awesome. And I do believe it's through divine intervention that we became attached like we are. And I will always be there for you, and I know you're going to go on to do great things. Do you want to speak about it?
This is my cousin. Recently he passed away, and pretty much I did graduation for him. I did construction class, I got my CDL, and other than that, I just been doing it for him, because all we talked about was graduating. And the last day I saw him, we talked about what we were going to do when we got older. And all I gotta say is I made him proud.
Yes, sir!
I just want to recognize the graduate who couldn't make it with us today, but this young lady has worked hard with a lot of things going on in her life. So this diploma is Satija Rushing.
I guess since I'm the advisor, I'll invite Gord on up here. I guess since I'm his advisor, I'll start here. The one thing that I remember, Gord, a couple years back, we had these COVID things, and everybody was teaching online, and teachers were struggling to get anyone to talk to online. Gord would show up like every other day or every day, and he'd just sit there, and he'd be working with his family in the background or friends and things, and it was just great. And that's motivation and everything. He may say he complains all the time, but he did great things.
Morning. Evan, so proud of you. A lot of hard work, a lot of long hours in the classroom. As I said before, and I'll say it again, I would love to be a fly on the wall your first day of basic training. And I hope you come back and see us sometime. Okay? And I just want to say to all the graduates, make sure that you are the author of your own story and not a character in someone else's.
What I'll say is, I've never heard a student complain as much as this young man right here. He took complaining to a different level. It was a higher plateau. But through all that complaining, in the end, he persevered. And that's what it's all about. You know, come on over here, young man. Now, I had the privilege of teaching English as well as he was a martial arts student of mine for a little while. And if you guys don't know, one of my original martial arts students was Naruto. And he came and talked to you about Naruto one time. And I was thinking through all this complaining, what am I going to say up here when he graduates? So I want to give you something. I'm not going to say anything. I just want to give you something to help you keep grounded through all the complaining that's going to come up in the future, right? So we're going to make you a part of the Naruto tribe officially, all right?
Let's go!
Okay.
Let's go!
So, Naruto would do. Good job.
Well, these next graduates I get to present because, unfortunately, the advisor, the presenter for this diploma is not here. But we have two staff members who had an amazing opportunity to go to Nepal to work with the school there. And it was through, I tried to warn them about how people drive over there. I've been there. And then they had to hike about 6 hours just to get to this village. But they are actually right here online. We're streaming it for them. So Molly and Abby are right there. So I'm going to present Molly's graduates. So first one, Ella, come on up. Make sure Molly can see you there. So this is what Molly says. Let me see if I can get this first part right. Ella, A. All right. Dude, can I say dude in a grad speech? This is Molly. You pulled off what to the average human, let's be honest, even what to the above average human would not have been able to do. I'm not simply talking the amount of credits, though the amount of credits you earned was insane. You successfully balanced family, relationships, moving again, work, more work, and let's not forget the fact that you should have been paid the rate of a part-time counselor for the constant support you gave to every human around you all year long. It has truly been a blessing to bear witness to your exponential growth. You have grown as a friend, as a family member, as a partner, and above all else as an individual. I admire so many facets of your personality, from your knowing what you want to your expression and honesty of emotion, and so many things in between. I know that you know the outside grown-up world has, was, and always will be your thing. I'm so truly happy that you now get to exist within that realm 24/7. So Ella, here's to you. You earned this new reality. I'm so proud to have witnessed a part of what is going to be your incredible adventure. Now's the time to drive off in that new car, get yourself a slice of land to hang that diploma on, and don't forget to drop your business cards by CPS when you start selling all the homes you flip. P.S. Yes, now we can grab a coffee. I'm so very proud of you. I love you. Congratulations, graduate. Liliana Tillman, get up here. Say hi to Molly. All right, this is what Molly says about Lily. Sweet Lily, your grad speech is the first I've ever written, and I must start by saying that your graduation will likely stick with me as much as it will stick with you. I'm so sorry to miss this momentous occasion in person, but no, I am still crying through the phone halfway across the world. You went from being some superstar student who finished my 090 English in record time to a constant ray of light in my everyday life. You are the gold standard of work ethic, of natural intelligence, of a supportive partner, of friendship, of encouragement, of talent, and of radiant beauty that matches inside and out. You filled this year at CPS with laughter, hugs, extreme sass, gratitude, honesty, and love. Know that you are cherished and that you have a whole team backing you up and cheering you on. I miss you already and cannot wait to see how much of the world you conquer without breaking a single nail in the process. You are a queen, a star, an icon, and now a graduate. I'm endlessly proud of you and love you so much. Congratulations.
Damn, I never thought I would see this. Hi, everybody. Okay. I will cry on this one, probably. I'm going to try my hardest not to. I've been working with this young woman for 8, 9, 10 years. Planning your reunion right now, right? We've gone to different schools together. She's been there, showed up. Lots of trials and tribulations, tough times, really, really tough times. And all I can say is I'm proud. I really am. I want to tell the story about a butterfly, right? So I have this little necklace to kind of symbolize what I think of this young woman. And this gentleman sees this cocoon hanging in the tree, and he's watching it for a few hours because he can see that the butterfly is ready to break out. But it's struggling. It's working really, really, really hard to get out. And the guy decides, I'm making the story a little short, the guy decides that he's gonna clip the top part of the cocoon to allow the butterfly to get out a little bit easier. So he clips it, cuts it off, the butterfly gets out without a struggle. And he notices the butterfly looks a little weird. The body's pretty swollen, and the wings are kind of small and shriveled up. What he didn't realize was that for the butterfly to exist and do what it needs to do and be at its greatest, it needs to go through that struggle of breaking through that cocoon, because it retains that water, and as it struggles through the cocoon, the water goes from the body into the wings, and that's what keeps the butterfly going. Oftentimes with Sydney, there were struggles and struggles and struggles, and so many opportunities. I'm gonna drop out, I'm gonna quit, I'm gonna get in GED, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, and we just stayed with her and stayed with her and stayed with her. We thought about cutting the cocoon a few times. I'm so damn glad we did it. I'm so glad we did it. And when she says I'm her hype man, Sydney walks in, I jump out of my chair and I'm running to her right away. I'm like, yeah, girl, what we doing today? Here we go. The other day, she's going to math. I said, you got this. It's no problem. You're a killer. That's what you do. The things that Sydney's gone through in her life up to this moment would have killed most people. And the fact that you're still sitting here looking at us, I see this. You're going to be the most amazing butterfly in the entire world. And when you flap your wings, you're going to create a butterfly effect that's going to impact the world more beautifully than anybody could ever imagine. I'm so proud of you. Thank you so much for allowing me to be part of your day.
I can't beat that. So what he said, Sid, I love you to the moon and back, so big, forever. Jordan, Alexia, Mom, Hypera, Kaimo, I am so effing proud of you. I love you. Come on up here.
How's everybody doing? I want to say thanks for being here again. And you know, I was just thinking the mind is it's just a powerful thing, you know? And hey, I want you guys to help me with this. Henry, just repeat after me. Say, when I conceive, come on, when I conceive, right, in my mind is what I'm talking about. And I believe, right there in my heart, and I believe. That's right. That's right. Then you can't do nothing else but achieve it. You know what I'm saying? And I can achieve it. And as I think of this next student, you know, she came to me for a while and then disappeared. Life circumstances took her somewhere. And man, came back about a month ago. And I'll never do this. I'll never tell a student, no way, you can't do it. Because she had it in her mind. She conceived it already in her mind and already knew there was no stopping this girl. There was no stopping her. So this time I like to proudly ask for Marty Cruz Olivas to come on up and receive, because you achieved it.
As Mr. T did, because she's got butterflies on her cap and in her hair and everything today. So Amaya has been attending community prep for 4 to 5 years, and now that she's graduating, she says better late than never. And she's got that on her cap. Amaya wants to work with animals or kids, so she plans on attending community college first, and then go on to become a veterinarian or a pediatrician. So those are lofty goals, and I'm so proud of you. Maya's favorite subject here at CPS was math, but as the art teacher, I can say she's a really good artist too. And her favorite experience for the past couple of years was going to prom. Maya would like to thank her mom and also the CPS staff for encouraging her and believing that she could complete her high school education. So, it is with great honor that I award you Amaya Lene Martinez with your high school diploma. I'm so I was like, this young man is so excited to graduate that he actually showed up yesterday with his father, who drove 100 miles to get here on time. So, and then they make you wait till last. Skylar Kimball has been attending CPS longer than planned on, but finally he's graduating. Woo! He has overcome so many challenges and obstacles along the way, and I'm very proud of your accomplishments. Skylar spent a great deal of time in the art room with me during those years, creating colorful cartoon characters in his own unique style. He's really a gifted artist. He even assisted me in teaching a cartooning class a few years ago. Now Skylar sells his digital artwork online, as well as working with the LGBTQ plus community at Inside Out. He'd like to take a little break from education, then possibly go on to art school or continue working with nonprofit organizations. So it is with great honor that I award Skylar Kimball with your high school diploma. I'm so proud of you.
Well, with that, everybody's a couple shades darker from some sunshine. And we now have our last word from Mr. Bruce Durham.
This is how you know it's almost over, because I don't talk long or a lot. We've already acknowledged the parents. We've already acknowledged staff, and we've already acknowledged other family members, and especially we've honored the graduates that we have in front of you today. So what I want to ask you to do right now is go ahead and move your tassel from right to left. Signifying that you are officially high school graduates. My last word is a poem that I kind of like. I really love Jeff's words about being the author of your story and not a character in it. And to me, that kind of hits home. And it means to me that, you're responsible for what you did. You were responsible for graduating, and you did it. Some of you took longer, some of you took less time, but it was your responsibility to do it. And I really appreciate all the effort that you put into it. The poem is called Invictus. It's by William Ernest Henley. Out of the night that covers me, black as a pit from pole to pole, I thank whatever gods may be for my unconquerable soul. In the fell clutch of circumstance, I have not winced nor cried aloud. Under the bludgeoning of chance, my head is bloody, but unbowed. Beyond this place of wrath and tears looms but the horror of the shade. And yet the menace of the years finds and shall find me unafraid. It matters not how straight the gate, how charged with punishments the scroll. I am the master of my fate. I am the captain of my soul. And that applies to all of you. All right? Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes our ceremony. Thank you.
Congratulations, class of 2022. So we do have some refreshments in the cafe here, some cake to celebrate the graduates, and graduates, remember you have some things to pick up from me in my office.
Ryan and Kamara. Yeah, we were balling back there with you guys.
I'll keep it.